I'm really proud to be part of BCX, and I think we've got a great future in this country. So BCX is one of the largest ICT and telecommunications companies in South Africa and Africa. What is the nicest for me is that we're touching lives of South Africans every single day, from that you wake up until you go to sleep. To give you some examples, okay, we do 1/3 of all payrolls and pay slips in South Africa. Then we're also responsible for over R1 million of withdrawals at ATMs that we are managing. If you go to do your medical scripts, we are there, okay? If you go to any retail store, okay, and buy stuff, even if it's the smaller stores at the fueling stations or bigger stores, especially around medical, that's us. Then we also are responsible for the fuel flow of South Africa, and we are servicing 80% of fuel serving stations in South Africa. So wherever you put your petrol in, the quality of that petrol going in, that is us.
We provide the network infrastructure.
Yeah.
We provide cloud and hosting services. We've got large data centers across South Africa. We provide the consulting, the point of sale systems that gets implemented as part of the solutions, the SAP back-end systems that goes along with that, the analytic solutions, and we focus a lot of innovation now as well. Things like artificial intelligence, building robotic process automation and so forth, looking at where there are challenges for organizations and where we can provide value in addressing those challenges rather than selling the solutions to them.
In November, when we realized, okay, after COVID, we joined the company and we realized that we needed a new strategy to go to market. And how are we going to do that? Because we need to gain new customers. We were on a certification route to make sure that our people are certified, but I still didn't feel we had the right passion and the right focus. And we came up with a design thinking workshop around our own strategy. Okay, and out of that session with the whole leadership team, out of that session we realized we need to think differently, we need to sell differently, we need to manage our employees differently, and we need to make sure that we're bringing in new youth, new generation focus. And then we decided Cashbuild be the closest to a specific customer. How are we going to manage this and find out what's their real problems and not focusing only what we want to sell them? And through that we realized actually the load shedding is giving them the most heartaches. Load shedding and any interruption without load shedding means that they can't have a Christmas day, the finance people, because the finance people are waiting for all of this. They can't open the store until they have closed the previous day, and 80% of their sales is in cash because they're in the rural areas. So people go home with cash and they go and buy this. So they need to make the stock as well as make sure that that sales is in the system. I've got the right money, close the end of day. So can you imagine what is a year in? And when we listened to this story, and this was the people in finance, like, but why can't SAP do this? And SAP is not offline. No, but why not? And then we said, guys, let's think out of the box. Say if there was a world that we could do this. And my team came up with all this brainstorming. Everybody was like, we can do this, we can this. And we just stood there and said, nobody else in the world has this problem. That's why nobody ever came up with it. And not bigger SIs have this problem because they're not dealing with mid-market retail customers that's got shops in all the rural areas. Load shedding is similar, what overseas people call blackout. It's because our Eskom, who's providing our electricity, cannot supply everybody in the country at the same time with electricity. So they switch off certain areas and there's stages. So it's scheduled. When are you going to get load shedding? When are you being switched on again? The impact of that is that it happens between 24 hours. And a lot for our retail clients means that in their busiest hour, they will not have electricity. It means that their system will go offline, and they need to get back online only when the load shedding is off. The impact of going offline on an SAP system and on that is that you need to do manual interventions, because now that whole system is off, and most of our customers is actually cash. So they need to sync the cash in the till versus the stock that they have sold. But because the system was offline, now they need to, what we call an end of day in those stores. Everybody's sitting there and they start manually intervention to actually do it. And they can't open the store the next morning until they have their stock count aligned with the cash or, whatever they've done at the till.
Our solution is essentially, we're calling it the load shedding solution, but I think there's a much wider application to this. Where we're looking initially at focusing on is retail clients. It would provide them the opportunity to perform their core business processes in a so-called almost SAP light application. When they lose connectivity, maybe when they lose electricity, it might be a case of losing network connectivity. But yes, as I said, it might be for retail companies, but we can actually also apply it to many other industries as well. In the next release of the solution we're building. But then we also don't believe this is only a solution for South Africa. I think there are many other countries in Africa, the developing world, that's got the same challenges.
We're obviously building it. Okay, we have discussed it with the customer. Okay, we're going to do a POC at a specific store in a rural area. Okay, we're going to test it with the customer to see if there's any additional enhancements that we need to add, or if we've missed any major problems, and how is it working and how is it affecting their lives. If that is good for that specific customer, they have over 280 stores in places in the rural areas that we will roll this out to. After that, we're going to go for the next one, and then we're going to go into the other industries.